continuing story of Peyton Place. Starring Dorothy Malone as Constance Mackenzie, Ed Nelson as Michael Rossi, Ryan O'Neill as Rodney Harrington, Barbara Parkins as Betty Anderson, Tim O'Connor as Elliot Carson, Christopher Connolly as Norman Harrington, Patricia Morrow as Rita Harrington, James Douglas as Stephen Cord.
The custody hearing is over. The baby that Jill Smith brought to Peyton Place has found a legal home with the Elliot Carsons. An acknowledgement that the baby was born to their missing daughter, Allison. And an implication that Rodney Harrington is the father.
All right. Rod. I know I've been giving you a pretty rough time lately. Well, but I've had my reasons. I just want you to know that I appreciate the fact that you didn't try to oppose us.
Well, I intended to say something about my rights as the baby's father, but the judge talked me out of it for now.
What do you mean for now?
Oh, nothing mysterious. You have legal, temporary rights. But I'm not going to do anything about that.
Well, what then?
The baby's name, Elliot.
The baby's name will be Carson, you know that.
Yeah, I know, but I can't. I'm the baby's father, and I can't help wondering if she shouldn't have my name.
Look, Rod, Kelly is going to be living with us. We're going to raise her as our own.
Yeah, I know that, but I can't just wish you good luck in the care of raising my daughter.
But if you've been thinking about it, Rodney, I'm sure you must have realized that the baby will be much more secure living with us. In our house, as a member of our family, with our name.
But that's a lie, isn't it? Her name isn't Carson, it's Harrington. Why should she have to start her life out with a lie? A lie that's got to catch up with her someday, Elliot, and maybe shatter her life. Like it did Allison's.
It didn't work, did it?
What?
The judge asked Rodney if he wanted to fight the baby's adoption by the Carsons. And you know what happened to your face? It fell about 3 feet.
Are you back on that again?
Why don't you admit it? You were trying to use Allison's baby to break up Rodney and your wife. And it didn't work. It's funny why people do things, isn't it? You didn't care about finding a home for the baby or the fees the Carsons were going to pay you or...
You know, I never did believe that story of how or when or why you found Allison's baby.
I know. That's what makes you so interesting. Because you went along with it even though you didn't believe me, just so you could try and get your wife back. There he goes into the inn, where your wife is living. All your effort was for nothing, Mr. Cord.
You know, I can't decide whether you're registering a complaint or thanking me for helping you get what you wanted.
I guess I admire your single-mindedness.
I imagine you'll be leaving town now that Allison's baby's being taken care of.
No. Thank you very much, Mr. Cord. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
And good luck. Come in, Rod. How was it?
It's done. We have no more problems.
Oh, Rod.
It was painless. Had a nice, friendly talk with the judge before the hearing. Just the two of us. He invited me into his chambers, offered me a cigar. And he asked me where I stood regarding the baby girl that I had sired. That was his word for it, sired. So I told him the truth, which he appreciated. I told him that you and I were going to get married and that you having known the natural mother of the baby, felt it unnatural to love the baby. So
I was just being honest with you.
he said it wouldn't be fair or good that baby to be in your home if you couldn't love her.
Rod.
And he recommended that, for the time being, at least, the baby remain with the Carsons. So I sat there and nodded and kept my mouth shut through the hearing, and here I am.
You're still very angry with me, aren't you?
Oh, you know how difficult it would be to start a marriage with a baby in the next room? Somebody else's at that. You look very sexy today, Mrs. Cord. Which reminds me, what's going on with those divorce papers? You know, I can't wait to stop calling you Mrs. Cord. Mrs. Cord. Now, honeymoon plans. As I recall, we had ruled out China, the Sahara Desert, and the Fiji Islands, still under special consideration. Sweden, New Orleans, and the Ozark Mountains.
You're still angry with me.
Please, baby, try to concentrate on our honeymoon and marriage plans, will you?
I'm trying, and I've been trying. But what about you? I mean, somebody shows up with Allison's baby, and you knock everybody down just so you can be first in line to adopt it. Just because it's Allison's.
And mine.
Maybe.
Mine.
Would it be such an awful blow to your ego if you turned out not to be the father of Allison's baby?
And would it have demolished your ego if we'd have brought Allison's baby into our lives?
Are you telling me that the only reason you didn't fight for custody of that baby was because of my feelings?
For the most part, yes.
Well, I don't believe you. I mean, you've got a mind of your own. You're stubborn and you're bullheaded when you want to be. And it's not fair to make me responsible.
What kind of a life would we have had if I forced Allison's baby on you?
Well, what kind of a life do we have now that you feel that I forced you to abandon it? Rod, all I want is a fresh start. That's all I want. I mean it without Allison or without Allison's baby, without Stephen or anyone, just the two of us. Just the two of us, please. Can't we do that? Today was the day we were going to set the date.
Let's skip today, all right?
All right, let's skip it.
Dr. Rossi, anything wrong?
No.
How's Joe?
He's doing fine.
Good. I'm sorry about what happened.
Oh, don't worry about it. It was an accident.
Gonna buy me some coffee? Yeah. You want to talk about Rita?
Very perceptive this morning.
Elementary, Doctor. You know where we live. You know how we live. You know where we keep the key, and you know you're welcome any time. So a talk without Rita means a talk about Rita.
Black?
Yeah.
Norman, Rita's been hurt. She's been deeply hurt, emotionally. She may need a crutch for a while.
Well, she's got two, you and me.
Well, she may need someone else to help her on her feet again.
You mean psychiatric help?
No, not really. You see, you love her too much. You're too close to her to be as firm as you ought to be right now. And I'm afraid maybe I am too.
Well, then that clears the board. Ada isn't up to it, and I'm not about to let Eddie take over.
Yeah. Well, there's someone else. Someone I'm afraid I wouldn't have thought about if it hadn't been for the accident.
The accident?
Yeah.
Reverend Winters?
Yeah, he's had a lot of experience with emotional problems.
No.
Now, wait a minute. Norman, he's a good man.
Yeah, too good.
Tom Winter has something that would make him be effective in any profession, not just behind the pulpit. He doesn't accept self-pity in himself or in anyone else.
Okay, so he's tough. Well, Rita's not.
She needs someone that's tough enough to help push her over the hurdles she doesn't want to take.
Look, when she lost the baby, it brought back all the doubts about herself. That she's not any better than Joe Chernick and the gang she used to run around with. She can't just walk in and talk about those things to a man like Tom Winters.
Go see him. Talk to him. Explain what he has to talk to Rita about. Then listen to him, see what he has to say. Then make up your mind.
I don't know. Well, even if you're right, I can't just go see him.
Why not?
Well, I haven't been to church in years.
Well, that didn't stop him from pulling you out of the wreck, did it?
Okay, I'll try.
pay for the coffee, too.
Sure, baby. I didn't think you'd come.
Here's the toy you asked for.
Great. You know, a guy could lose muscle tone in this place.
That's a shame.
That's a lot of salt to dump on a guy who's got a cracked skull.
You look all right to me.
You look pretty good yourself.
Get well, Joe.
You really did it, didn't you? I mean, I didn't really think you'd give the kid away. But, it's for keeps as of this morning. Is that right?
Who told you?
Oh, this is a party line town. I mean, any story's a big story. I mean, I bet the local switchboard would blow a fuse if it knew the real version of the story you're telling.
Try it.
When you leave in town.
I don't know.
What's holding you? I mean, you've done your thing.
I don't want it undone. Look, why did you send for me, Joe?
To talk.
Well, so talk.
And I finally found my bag, baby, that's all. I mean, I don't want anybody going around, poking holes in it.
Is this your bag? A bedside buzzer for instant room service and a big brother who falls all over himself feeling sorry for you.
Don't knock it. And, don't rock it.
You're really something, Joe.
Sure. Come here.
I'm here.
Look at me. If you do anything to mess my setup here, anything at all,
You'll what?
look, when I get out of this place, I want to make a clean start. And you're going to play it straight.
Don't you tell me what to do.
Look, I don't want to tell anybody anything. As long as I don't have to. I mean, this thing I got with my brother means a lot to me.
Don't worry, Joe. I wouldn't take anything away from you if I thought you really cared.
Jill? Maybe if I can work at making something here, we could,
Forget it.
Sure.
I thought I left orders that you were to have no visitors.
Well, you know how it is to be irresistible to women, Mike.
Why is it Jill was crying when she just left the room?
Crying. Man, if she was feeling any sympathy, she'd have let her on in here.
Did she mention to you that the Carsons have taken custody of the baby this morning?
No, but, hey, that's a good thing, isn't it? I mean, for the kid.
She didn't even mention it.
No.
Well, that's kind of hard to believe, seeing you told me at the house the other night that she was the mother of the baby and that she knew who the father was.
Well, I guess I was wrong. I mean, it's pretty hard to fool the court.
Joe, is it your baby?
I never said it was.
You implied it.
All right. I thought it was, but, I was wrong. She proved it.
She didn't prove anything.
Well, didn't the court give the, baby to the Carsons?
Yeah, sure. And the Carsons are friends of mine.
You'll never trust me, will you?
I'd like to, Joe. I'd really like to. Well, looks like you'll be getting out of here tomorrow, right?
Right. Mike? Mike? Same deal?
Yeah, same deal. I'll get you housekeeping.